Hey guys, Gary Reid here. I'm down at Repco Lidcombe. The boys have just had a signing session, but now all attention goes to the Sydney 500. This is the Repco Rundown. So we are literally at ground zero, Thursday afternoon, before the first round of supercars start tomorrow. Now, interesting, for this week, the guys had a test day yesterday, so this is kind of a tune day, kind of get everything sorted, the tyres, make sure everything is good to go when round number one starts tomorrow. So unusual, we only have the one test day before a race, and it's the very, very start of the year. Now, we are actually going to interrupt the conversation here. Excuse me, James. Sorry, mate. Tim Edwards, obviously the head of motorsport from Supercars. Now, a lot going on for you this weekend.
We've got a couple of changes. We've had a bit of a swing at it for this year, and we've got more racing, more top 10 shootouts, different tyres. We've got restrictions. We're making the fuel tank smaller when we go enduro racing. We're making the enduro drivers drive longer. We're going to have a final series. So there's a heap of changes, and they're probably just the high-level snapshot of it, and there's probably about 40 pages of detail that sort of sit behind that.
Now, last year you kind of inherited what you had with the series when you came in so late to be motorsport manager. Dealt well with it last year. This year you and your team have mapped out the whole year. There has been a lot of changes. A lot of people think they're great changes. There's a few knockers out there, but the sport does have to change a bit.
Yeah, correct. I mean, at the end of the day, I've always felt we're in show business, so we've got to put on the best possible show that we can. You know, you read the comments, you know, there's been plenty of surveys done by Supercars, so you can't just ignore what the public is saying. And so we've sort of taken that on board. We've taken on board feedback from teams, from the networks. You know, you try and get everybody's input, but then ultimately it comes down to us to actually go, righto, we reckon this is the best solution. Heaps more racing, heaps more shootouts, less practice, less test days, you know, putting all our energy into putting on the best possible show we can in the races. We've got a new tyre, so the drivers don't have to be as conservative on the tyre. They can race harder and you know, hopefully overtake more. We've got fuel churns to try and speed up the pit stops as well, so the time the team can actually do the tyre change becomes the real critical part, not just do the tyres and then wait for another minute for the fuel to go in. So heaps of things that should improve the show.
Now, speaking of improving the show, I know there's there's an Excel spreadsheet to work out the final series, but there is a chance we're going to go to Adelaide and turn up on Wednesday, and there is 4 guys vying for the championship.
Well, it's not a chance. It's an absolute given that we're going to go there, and there's 4 blokes that can win the championship. So it will go down to the last race of the season. You know, you're going to go into the last round with 4 of them fighting it out. So it all starts really, we get out of the back end of Bathurst, and 10 of them go into the first round of the finals at Gold Coast. 3 get knocked out there, 7 are in the next round at Sandown, 3 get knocked out, and then 4 blokes go for it at the final round. And you've got there's a few other things sort of going on in the background. If you win a race, you might be 10th on points at the Gold Coast and think, you know what, it's probably unlikely I'm going to make it through. But there's a little bogey there. If you win a race on the Gold Coast, that's an automatic passage through to the next round of the finals. So you might be second on track and think, I've got to win this race. If I win this race, so it's win it or bin it. They've got nothing to lose at that point. So there's going to be all those little subplots going along as you go through the last 3 rounds of the championship.
So obviously a lot of inspiration taken from NASCAR in America, the Chase Series. You know, not the same as that, which is great, but there is that chance, as you say, you could be in 10th position coming out of Gold Coast and you're in the grand final.
100%, and you may win the championship. And look, we did a heap of research on this. We looked at 20 years of results and tried to apply, because you couldn't do it. You know, we haven't always had 3 rounds after Bathurst, but you know, using best efforts, we tried to actually replicate over 20 years. And a lot of the years, the exact same person won the championship, because ultimately the cream rises to the top. But you got to perform when it's finals time. You know, you can be accumulator of points to get yourself into the finals, but once it's finals time, there ain't no accumulating. It's win it or bin it.
There we go. It is win it or bin it. Definitely down here. This is only round 1. We have a very exciting season, and thanks to this guy and the wonderful team at Supercars, it's going to be different, it's going to be raw, and it's going to be very exciting. So that's it. We are ready to go. If you're at the track, you're in for an absolute treat. If not, check it out. Channel 7 this weekend is broadcasting the race. Foxtel, KO, of course, all the Repco socials, and make sure you keep up to date with the Repco Garage.